Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. It's always good to see you, Ben, at the desk. But we've got Sam with us, joining us first time in a long time on video.
Yeah, I think I've only done one
Really?
here. Yeah, in this room.
Right.
Lots of Zoom videos
Yeah,
though.
lots of Zoom.
Welcome everybody. It's we're from the Good Movie Monday podcast, and it's Tuesday night, and we're here to react to a movie that we've seen. What are we reacting to? What's the first one we saw?
The Lost City.
The Lost City, the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum movie.
Masterpiece.
That is more or less a re-imaging or reimagining of Romance in the Stone.
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
Really? I mean, that kind of references that in the movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Well,
I was going to say, is
they're at a
that what they
convention
said?
called Romance in the Novel with the same logo, so
Yeah.
they kind of
They know.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've acknowledged their sources.
Yeah.
They've followed the Harvard
Because I mean, she plays
version of footnotes.
she plays a romance novelist, much like Kathleen Turner did, that gets whisked away to the jungles
Into an actual adventure.
into an actual adventure. Yeah, I didn't like this film. Ben got more out of it than I did.
Oh, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Had some moments, I'll give it that, but it annoyed me a lot, and it was stupid. I understand stupid. I appreciate stupid, but this one I couldn't go along with the ride. That's not to say I didn't laugh a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you were cackling alongside me for most of the film. Yeah. So it was. I mean, there were a lot of parts in the film where Glenn would be like, "Hate this." Terrible.
So what really did you not like about it, though?
Oh, it was just stupid.
The sequined outfit,
just,
the sequined onesie.
The sequin onesie was my least favorite thing about the film. She is dressed in a onesie that's like ruby sequins the whole way through. I'm like, get her into civvy clothes soon, quickly, like immediately.
Yeah,
now.
they played that gag.
But-
they beat that drum.
She wore
Too
it
much.
practically the entire duration of the
Yeah.
film, and it's not that she needs to be attractive, but it's not attractive to look at. It's not appealing to look at. It was just fucking annoying to look
But
at.
it's a gag, and I enjoyed the gag. I was like, in the trailer, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh no, this is horrible. But then when you find out why she's wearing it and what's happened, it actually is. I mean, she spends the first, well, not the first, but like a good portion of the first act tied to a chair
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
in the same outfit they kidnapped her
Yeah.
So legitimately, let me give you my problems with it. I couldn't go along with it right from the get go because she plays this world famous author that's being
in.
controlled.
World famous romance author.
Romance author
The different beast.
being controlled by the publicist, and she's getting caught up in this whole world tour kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe that an author of her stature would be bullied and pushed around like that. Like, I found that completely
Unbelievable.
I just disengaged from the movie right from the get go because I'm like, tell me Stephen King would be fucking roped into doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I think the reason that happened is because she'd taken so long to finish it.
Yep.
Because I'm not even sure if she.
I still don't
does
think
she
that
write
matters,
that
though.
last novel after her husband dies? Because that's the thing. She's in a funk because her husband's died, and I think that was why this novel was so hard to read because it took so long. But also, it sucked.
Yeah.
That was the issue, and the publisher had.
But
I think
that being said, I just don't think that's a situation
would care?
she would
Yeah.
be in, and it's I mean, then it becomes so far fetched intentionally. I appreciate that, but I just couldn't go with it.
It is a bit weak because she wouldn't be the only writer in that publisher's stable.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
just settle for like, oh, I've got one. I'm not going to bother with trying to find any more.
Yeah.
But then they bring Channing Tatum's character into it, and he plays the cover model for all the books, and he's practically made a career out of just being that guy on the front cover.
Yeah,
and when
he's
he
Fabio.
and when he finds out that that she's bringing the closure to the series, he's like devastated. That's the end of his career.
Yeah.
But then he tries to prove himself to be her real hero after she's kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe, because something in her book, like a ancient coding that she's stumbled
She
upon.
translates some dead language.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, that's the answer to the riddle that I'm trying to to solve, and so
To find this treasure, yeah.
He kidnaps her, and the reason she knows that is because it's based off the work her husband had been doing. And,
Yeah.
so it does string itself together in a way.
What she had been doing as well, yeah.
Yeah, with him. And so then it just becomes dumb. Like his character's the archetypal, villain. He's okay in it, I guess.
I kind of disagree on all of these points. Like I thought he was great, and I thought they make a lot of fun of him at his expense. Like the publisher is like, at first I thought it was a kid, and then I saw he's got a full beard.
That was
There's a lot of good Daniel Radcliffe jokes.
Yeah.
And I thought he was really good as the villain.
He was okay.
Like I really enjoyed. Yeah. Like he had kind of like an acid kind of tongue, and he was certainly ruthless when he needed to be. But he was still very charming during the whole thing. He just didn't want to take no for an answer.
He's kind of underrated, right?
I thought in this film definitely.
I don't know if he's underrated. I think he's
just rated.
He's rated. Like I think but he definitely. This is a surprise that he's in this because he does pick and choose very carefully the kind of films he does, and he's got a lot of integrity with the independent films he chooses.
Because he could very easily have turned into Rupert Grint.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, he's better looking.
Yeah. Well, not by much. I don't know.
But anyway, then enter an extended cameo from Brad Pitt. It's no spoiler; he's in the trailer. It's and that's a good cameo, but once again, just sort of takes it that bit further. I liked his stuff. Like I actually think when he's on screen, I'm enjoying the film, and not going to spoil anything. But there's something that happens with Brad Pitt in the film that's the best moment of the whole film.
It's totally shocking.
Yeah,
you
shocking.
do not see it coming. Yeah. It's great.
And everyone in the audience is like, what the fuck? And that was great. And that kind of elevated the film a bit more for me. And I sort of went for the ride a bit further. But here's the thing. Have you ever been camping?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're camping in the bush, if there is a dirt bike within 30 kilometres, you can hear that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And yet these dirt bikes come from out of nowhere at the last minute. Like they turn around and go, what's that? It's like, nah, you would have heard that half an hour before.
I know. It's so shocking that a movie called The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock as a romance novelist, isn't 100% based in reality. I was also caught by surprise.
Hey, I'm the guy that usually goes along with the fantasy far more than other people.
The funny thing is, I think if this was The Lost City 2, you'd have fucking loved it.
That's true. Well, if they'd kept the original title, The Lost City of D, I would have gone with it.
And that is, there's so many dick jokes.
Yeah.
I do think if they had if the original Lost City was a straight remake of A Jewel of the Nile or Romancing the Stone, and then this was the wacky sequel, then you would have loved it.
That's the other thing. Well, I mean, yeah, look, no, like, because the difference between this and Jewel of the Nile or Romancing the Stone is Romancing the Stone takes itself seriously. Like, it's lampoony in ways, but it's not slapstick like this.
No. I'm not saying that it's the same movie. I'm just saying that your taste in sequels means that they can be ridiculous and you love them.
You think you've got me worked out, but you don't. There are plenty of dodgy sequels I don't like, and the ones I love are usually for being bad. So we'll go into that.
Yeah, which is exactly right. Yeah. It's exactly what I think.
Anyway, I don't rate this film very much at all. If I was I don't score films, but say we're going out of 10, I'd give it a 2.
Ooh,
Jesus,
that's very low.
For a movie where you laughed so much, it's shocking. It's shocking. So I'd probably give it like a 7.
7.
Yeah. I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. Yeah.
6 or a 7. You gotta choose one.
Well, okay, a 7. I'll go with my first one. I was thoroughly entertained for the entire runtime. I didn't fall asleep.
That's true.
Which
so that's
for
the
me,
determining factor.
For me, I fall asleep pretty easily in movies.
For me, it all came down to sequins and motorbikes.
But I don't know if you did fall asleep. I think no.
I didn't fall asleep.
What did you fall asleep through the next one? Because I remember looking over you at one point. I thought it was this one, and you were like.
There was one film this week where might have been Lost City. Might have been Lost City.
I think there was a part in the.
Could be the next one we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Stay tuned Thursday night for that one. Actually, make it Wednesday. We'll do it on Wednesday night.
Don't panic.
What do you mean don't panic?
You have something on your back.
I can feel him sucking my soul.
Stop speaking. G is the key to finding the treasure. Squeeze. Stop. Not it. Still not it. If If I don't get to this island, my friends are going to die.
I know somebody that can help us. Oh, yeah!
Alan, that man was already unconscious.
The Lost City, March 25th. Only in theaters.